Hello friends and welcome to another episode of Cycling Insider. In this episode I have something special for you. So if you want the best carbon fiber frames and forks in the world, there's only one choice you need to make. This is all about TIME bicycles. They are in the league of one. Nothing comes close to the quality of carbon fiber frames and forks as the TIME bicycles can do it. They have a huge heritage, of course, in making carbon fiber frames and forks, and specifically two technologies that they are deploying are making a huge difference. The first technology that they have is the so-called braided carbon structure. It's a special way of weaving carbon fibers in a kind of a complex, almost like a sock, you can think about it. And once when you have this long sock, complex carbon fiber network, you can easily make it into any carbon fiber frame or the fork shape. Also, what TIME bicycles are using is their resin transfer molding technology, very specific resin molding technology that allows them to have almost like definitely no air pockets or voids inside the carbon frame, which is a very specific technology. I don't know if any other bike manufacturer is using anything like that, but I've never heard about it. If you speak with any bike mechanic who ever had an opportunity to work on the TIME bicycles, they will definitely confirm that the quality control is excellent and everything fits as it should be. The tolerances are absolutely excellent, and on some of the carbon frames you can see this beautiful carbon weave, this braided carbon structures they are using, so it's absolutely stunning even to see these carbon frames and the forks. So this is basically the reason why TIME bicycles are in the league of one, and no other bike manufacturer out there comes close to their carbon fiber frames and the forks. So specifically in this episode, I want to give you the buyer's guide for the TIME Alpe D'Huez 21 road bicycle, and specifically this time with the SRAM Rival XS group set. So let's first answer the question, who is this bike for? So you see, this TIME Alpe D'Huez 21 is all about a lightweight climbing machine and also stiff machine. So if you are spending most of your days, climbing steep mountains and you want the lightest possible machines, then definitely you should check this Alpe D'Huez 21. As you see, the retail price is $5,500. So definitely not a cheap bike, but as I'm saying, if you want the top level, creme de la creme, carbon fiber forks and frames, there's only one choice you can make, and that's TIME bicycles. And that's why these bikes cost much more than your average carbon fiber frame fork bike. So $5,500. I will explain all the specifications of this bike, and definitely at the end I will tell you, should you just go ahead and buy it or should you just consider it. Also, I will mention here, if you would go ahead and just buy the frame set for this bike, the frame set will set you back $3,300 US. So just keep that in mind, that out of the whole bike of $5,500 US, only the frame would set you back $3,300 US. As I say, it's in the league of one, and nothing comes close to these carbon frames and the forks. When you look at the paint schemes on this bike, it's excellent that TIME is offering three paint schemes. The first one is this gloss red with a hint of black, very classical paint scheme, looks beautiful. Then we have a totally blacked out paint scheme, black on black, and then this again beautiful gloss white paint scheme with a hint of black. I'm so glad that you can choose between three paint schemes on this bike, because again you are paying $5,500 US for this bike, so always having a good choice of paint schemes is excellent. So now we can dive into the specifications of this bike and really see what do you get for your hard-earned money. As always, let's start with the frame and the fork specifications. So the frame of course, carbon fiber frame from TIME, and this carbon fiber frame comes also with a combination of carbon fibers and basalt, and it has a forged carbon dropouts. When you look at the fork, again, combination of carbon fibers and Kevlar in this case, with the forged carbon dropouts. Of course, TIME carbon frames and forks comes with a lifetime warranty, and you see here, definitely I don't have any complaints about it. As I say, quality control is top of the top, creme de la creme, and these carbon frames and forks should really be something special. I will just also mention here that the maximum tire size you can fit is 30 millimeters. It has a 27.2 millimeters seat post, and of course this is going to be a ready frame for the flat mount disc brakes. You can run mechanical electronic group set on this frame, and the bottom bracket shell is the BB386 standard. In this case, there's no problems with any creaking noises on this bottom bracket. It will definitely not happen. So let's go and have a look at the whole component specifications of this bike. So let's start with the handlebar and the stem on this bike. So the handlebar and the stem are DEDA 02, and these are both aluminum pieces. So separate pieces, handlebar and the stem. Nothing is proprietary here, which is excellent, so you can easily adjust your position on the bike. If you need to upgrade anything in the future, it's super easy because nothing is proprietary here. They are aluminum pieces, but in my opinion, there's no problem with these aluminum pieces, and I wouldn't even bother upgrading handlebar or the stem into a carbon fiber piece. There's just no need in my opinion. When you look at the saddle on this bike, it is a Repente Kazar saddle. I've never used these saddles, so it is a personal preference. If you like it, great. If not, it's easy to replace and upgrade to your desired saddle. And of course, this saddle comes with the DEDA 02 seat post. This is a 27.2 millimeters standard seat post, but the only problem here is that this DEDA 02 seat post is an aluminum seat post. It's a bit of a no-no in my book, and I really don't know why TIME has included this aluminum seat post. So please, TIME, if you can, just replace this DEDA 02 aluminum seat post with a carbon fiber seat post. In my opinion, it's just so much better because any carbon fiber seat post will soak up so much of the smaller road bumps. So this would be only kind of complaint about this bike from me, and probably the first thing I would upgrade if I get this bike. Now let's talk about the braking system on the bike. So you see you are getting a SRAM rival hydraulic disc brakes, front and the back of course, and they come with the 160 millimeter braking rotors from SRAM. So these are SRAM Paceline center lock rotors. It's excellent that they are using 160 millimeter rotors front and the back, so very good heat dissipation and a very good stopping power. And I would also advise you in the future, when you destroy these braking rotors, definitely stick with the SRAM braking rotors, whichever class you want from SRAM, just because of the compatibility. Now let's look at the group set you are getting. So shifters, front mech and the rear mech, everything is SRAM Rival Access group set. So this is a 12-speed wireless group set from SRAM, perfectly fine group set, absolutely no complaints here. Everybody who has used the SRAM Rival Access wireless group set likes it, so it's gonna work perfectly fine. And it's very nice that the bike comes, very clean, no cables, because of this wireless group set. I'll just mention here that the cassette on the bike is the SRAM's XG1251 cassette, and this is 1036 cassette, which is paired with the SRAM Rival crankset, 4835 crankset. So you see you have a huge range of gears here, so no problems in climbing any steep mountains. And the only thing to notice with the cassette is that once when you need to replace it, these cassettes can be a bit pricey. They can cost probably around 130, 140 US dollars. So keep that in mind for the future. Chain, they didn't cut corners here. Again, SRAM Rival chain, so everything is a full SRAM Rival group set. And again, I would advise you in the future, when you are replacing a chain, stick with any of the SRAM 12-speed chains, again, because of the compatibility issues. Now let's look at the wheel set and the tires. So the wheel set is the Head Ardennes wheel set, and I'm thinking here they are probably using the Head Ardennes Performance wheel set. So this classical disc wheel set is basically aluminum wheel set from head. It has a 25 millimeters rim profile and 21 millimeters internal rim measurement. Of course, when it comes to the hubs, these are Head's GP performance hubs. This wheel set is tubeless ready, but I'm also thinking here that you will probably need to provide your own tape and the valves. I don't think Time will prepare it tubeless ready. Of course, this wheel set comes with the SAPIM spokes, 4-pole free hub body, so very good aluminum wheel set. Absolutely, no complaints here. It's going to work perfectly fine. And I will just mention here that the total weight of this wheel set, according to Head, is 1,575 grams, which is a decent wheel set weight. And also the warranty on the wheel set is 5 years from Head, which is very nice on this level of the aluminum wheel set. Also, this wheel set is wrapped in the Goodyear F1 tubeless tires, and these are 28 millimeter tires. So it's very rare to see Goodyear F1 tires on bikes, and I personally think they are excellent tires. But it's excellent here that they are using a 28 millimeter tire, so it's going to give you a lot of air volume and a really smooth bike ride. And definitely I would advise you in the future to stick with 28 millimeter tires just because of this good air volume. Also, Time didn't mention the total bike weight, so let's assume in some kind of size medium. Probably this bike is going to be something about 8.5 kilograms, I'm guessing, and primarily because the wheel set, classical aluminum wheel set from Head, which is already 1,600 grams, and also probably we are speaking here a bit on the heavier side of the SRAM Rival XS group set. So I wouldn't be so worried about the bike weight, because primarily when you are buying Time bikes, you are buying creme de la creme, top of the line carbon frames and the forks. So in a summary, what should you do with this Alpe D'Huez 21 road bike with the retail price of $5,500? I can definitely say to you, just go ahead and buy this bike. You won't be disappointed with the carbon frame and the fork. It's a top-notch creme de la creme, I mean best in the industry. And as I say, this is why you buy Time bikes, and then easily, slowly in the future you can always upgrade some parts, like for example this seat post, which is an aluminum seat post, and I think you should upgrade it to the carbon fiber seat post. So I think this is going to be it for today. I hope you like what I'm doing, and if you do, keep on watching, keep on liking, and as always, I will see you soon in the next episode. Cheers!